the suspect said not only free Palestine yesterday, but he said in Israel. I mean, the state charges are one thing, but federal terrorism charges are probably going to happen as well. Meanwhile, you have CNN saying, you had some of their analysts and then Andrew McCabe getting on air as this is happening saying, why is the FBI saying there are terrorism charges here? Why are they saying it's an act of terror? Well, the guy clearly said that he was targeting a certain group. He wanted to end the Jewish state. This is why they are saying, not only did the FBI say this, but the AG has said this, the governor has said it as well. And many people are wondering, when are we going to put an end to this? The same thing that he's saying, people are saying out on the streets, on college campuses, every single day.
Yeah, the Israeli ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, says this is not a political protester. This is a terrorist. You had one witness, Alex Osante. He was eating lunch inside and he heard the screams outside, so he went out to help the victims. He said the attacker was vicious and aggressive with his Molotov cocktail weapons, but it seemed like a couple of others were actually on his side, arguing for him, which didn't make sense. Hats off to the officers who made it there quickly so that they could arrest him. Dan Bongino, Dan Bongino, the FBI number 2 there, said the leadership team is there on the ground with the FBI. The National Counterterrorism Center is there, according to Tulsi Gabbard, and local law enforcement is also investigating.
But here's the thing. Here illegally. Asked for asylum during the Biden years. They said no, but he kicked it out. Then somehow he gets a work visa to stay. Does anyone interview these people?
But Brian, it expired in March.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't be here.
Shouldn't have been extended to begin with. This is why Tom Homan and what the military is doing at our border and our Great Border Patrol is doing matters as much, too. We got to get these people who are breaking our laws, stop telling me they belong in the community and they're one of us. They go to the blue states, the blue cities, where they can thrive, and in this case, attack.
Not just that, Brian, what Marco Rubio is doing with the visas as well at the State Department. If you don't love this country, if you're going to cause harm to people in this country, you got to go. Yeah. Let's bring in former Deputy Envoy Combat and Anti-Semitism, Ellie Cohanim, onto the program. Ellie, we want to get your general reactions to what's happening here, but a few questions about what's happening when it comes to the protest there. They're saying from the river to the sea. They're saying a global intifada, and they're saying free Palestine. What does that mean? Because these same people that are committing these acts of terrorism are saying those same chants.
Lawrence, that's an excellent question, and I think that this latest heinous terror attack against Jewish Americans by this foreign national who burned Jews alive yesterday has to be a wake-up call for every American. I call upon all Americans to now stand up with your Jewish neighbors and friends and say enough is enough. We need to face the facts that this so-called Free Palestine movement is in fact a pro-terror movement, and we need to draw the line in the sand. There can be no longer any tolerance for this movement, which has left two Jews dead in the last 10 days. And now again, a Jew, a Holocaust survivor, is burned alive on American soil. This is just not America. This is not our values. And to that point, you know, as you just mentioned, Mohammed Salman, the perpetrator, is an Egyptian national. He was let into our country by the Biden administration. And so the Biden administration's failed immigration policies are not victimless. In this case, it is Jewish Americans who are the victims. But let me remind everything, the hatred that starts with the Jews never ends with the Jews. And so truly all Americans are potential victims for these failed immigration policies.
Ellie, I've interviewed the lawyers for the hostage families. They have got a direct line between Iran, the Hamas, and these college kids on campus who are a lot of times in their late 20s and 30s. Like Mahmoud Khalil is 30 and graduated from graduate school. They don't belong here. What are you doing? Number two is this has got to be unwound. We can't just say, oh, this crazy guy came to New York, did something, came to D.C., or blew up Josh Shapiro's house and then just burned somebody alive in Boulder, Colorado. These are just crazy people. There is direct links. That's right. And we're good at doing that. Ever since Al-Qaeda and 9/11, we've pulled back on that. But we got to get back to that right now and start identifying the direct line to Gaza and Iran.
Exactly right, Brian. And look, this is part of what the Trump administration is doing in the short time that President Trump and the admin is now back in office. So what you're pointing to, Brian, is indeed the links between what's happening here on U.S. soil and foreign countries like the Islamic Republic of Iran. Look, under Biden, the DNI at that time Avril Lavigne came on the air and said that Iran was in fact funding some of the pro-terror, pro-Hamas movement on our campuses, and that perhaps unbeknownst to our American students, they were actually in touch with Iranian agents. So yes, this is absolutely correct that we've got foreign countries that are funding, perhaps organizing some of this activity.
They told the hostages that.
Yes.
They told them that in the tunnels.
That's right.
While they're being held, he says, we have links and we have supporters in American campuses. They told us that.
Yeah. Ellie, what's so disturbing about this is they were protesting. This group is called Run for Their Lives because that's what the hostages were trying to do. And they meet weekly to have these marches. They run and they walk, the organizers and participants do. And they meet there in Boulder, Colorado, just to support getting these hostages out so that they can come home. And I thought last night when I was watching this breaking news, if I wanted to go to one of these marches, I might think twice now because I'm worried about copycats.
Well, that's exactly right. And that Ainsley, is what terrorism is. What terrorism does is that it aims to silence good people. It aims to scare all Americans from speaking up against this kind of hatred, for trying to bring attention to the plight of the hostages, which this group of Jewish Americans was doing yesterday. But look, we cannot let the terrorists win. We cannot let these foreign nationals who come onto our soil silence Americans and try to somehow impact our values. So we all need to stand with the Trump administration as they seek to deport the foreign nationals who are here illegally. We need the sanctuary city governors and mayors to wake up. This is a wake-up call and stop these policies, because these policies are not victimless. Again, yesterday it was Jewish Americans. Tomorrow it can be anyone. Anyone in this country could be targeted by these illegals who are here. So I would say these Democrats have to just get out of the way and let the Trump administration succeed in the policies that they're trying to put forward.
Or use this as an opportunity to combine with the Trump administration. Chuck Schumer, Jared Polis, Governor Shapiro. So how about a press conference with Trump officials saying, we got to stop this, right? Well, what would be the problem about doing that?
Well, yeah, I mean, that would be great if we could be bipartisan and really face the facts that anti-Semitism, standing up to anti-Semitism should be bipartisan. I grew up in this country. I remember when that was the case. I remember when Democrats could stand up with the Jewish community and could stand with Israel. It's really sad to see how the Democrats have devolved to where they are today. So I'm with you, Brian. I also would welcome Chuck Schumer to stand with President Trump and stand up against anti-Semitism. We don't need any more tweets from Chuck Schumer. We don't need him. We don't need him to write books, exactly. We don't need prayers. We need action from these Democrats. And the first thing they can do is stop their sanctuary city policies.
And the second would be the college campuses.
Exactly right.
Thank you so much. And Ilhan Omar, if she would stand with Chuck Schumer and President Trump.
She's a lost
This is
cause.
terrorist. This is violent. This is so violent. Someone was burned alive in America at a protest.
By the way, Umbrella.
Thank you, Ellie, for joining the program.
Thank you, Ellie.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.